So, when we wind down this 1111 portal, the four ways are still there. On Tuesday's Daily Numerology, creating Ogun's four-way street. Let's talk about it.
Attention, star seeds. Attention, light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on the fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now. Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast.
Ekale if you're catching this in the evening time. Ekaro if you're catching this in the early morning's rise. I am iiiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, as always bringing you the music, the mystics, and the mojo on 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled. And this is a high-powered day that we winding down on your moon-ruled, Yemanja-ruled, venerated moon day. And we got that 1111 essence right smack dab in the middle of Issues Crossroad with the daily numerology at 123. So baby, it is lined up like it ain't never been lined up before. And this is all going down on your 8th moon day of autumn equinox and the 3rd of Scorpio season. And the moon tonight is waxing in the 12th house of Pisces. Pisces is the last house. And while this portal is open, this is going to bring about drastic endings, drastic beginnings. So be careful what you ask for, because the universe just might call your bluff. If you are listening to this at the 9 o'clock hour, you got 2 hours and some change to work it all out before the clock strikes 12. The 1111 portal closes and begins your manifestations. Yemanja passes that time clock to Ogun. And we got that same 1111 landing on the daily numerology of 04. And that brought me to the energy of the four-way intersection where Ogun owns the roads and his best friend SU is right there seeing it all go down. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, and this is your 9 p.m. or 6 a.m. cosmic weather forecast on 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.
Did you enjoy the water wisdom here at Mother Blue Hues? Well, then follow me into Tuesday's greenery, the clearing of the Peridopoultice, at www.poeticallymuse.org/Peridopoultice. That's POETICALLY/PERIDOTPOULTICE. Bet you won't follow me there tomorrow. Ashe.
And we're back. So, in case you're just now joining us, this is 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled, and I'm iiiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of all 24 hours of the Mothership's airwaves. It is October 12th, Tuesday, 2024, and the day is vibing on a 13-4, which is another power number coming straight out that 1111 portal from last night. So you have 4 ones on Moon Day and then 4 on the daily numerology, and 4 is the number that the Mother Earth axis keeps her balance on. North, south, east, west, summer, autumn, winter, spring, dawn, noon, dusk, midnight. You get my drift. And this is your 8th Tuesday of autumn equinox and the 3rd of Scorpio season. And this is a new beginning on the moon. So we got water on the sun and fire on the moon. Isn't that something? And it's the first house of Aries ruled by Mars, and Mars rules this day. So Ogun has put the tools in your hand and is commanding you to take action. So yeah, you're gonna spend all Moon Day night doing all that 1111 manifesting. Now the universe is calling your bluff, and the tools are already in your hands. So pull your foot off the brake and pump in the drive. That's right. We are closing out. This is your first day of Scorpio season's third decan, because last night Scorpio's second decan went out with a bang on that 1111 portal. So now we're in the half Scorpio, half Zodiac house for Krabby Patties. So if you were born between the 12th and the 21st, you are a Scorpio, but you are half Cancer. And in the Kemetic way of the stars, we are headed into the season of the Nile on the 18th. And if in the 12 figures of African spirituality, we are in the season of the child of the word. And the child of the word is what? Spoken manifestation, or what the Orisha tradition calls Afoshe, Ashe. And if you are born on November 12th, happy solar return. May the ancestors, Olodumare, Orishas, and all saints of your respected faith bless you with many, many more, filled with the Boba Ire. And Boba Ire means many blessings. So if you were born on this day, then you have a fine retentive memory and you have a good mind for detail. You have those chief characteristics in imaginative memory. You are formidable, magnetic, intuitive, and you are a favorite among your friends, and you're welcome at every social gathering. You like to travel and you like to read. You have a harmonious and happy life if you live in balance. Okay, okay, I like it. All right, other 11 zodiac houses, y'all know the drill. Haterade is not alkaline, so make sure you are showing all the stingers in your life some love as they turn up in their season, because you know good and darn well that when your season rolls around, you're going to want the world to turn up with you. And you should. So do yourself a blessing, child, and show the Scorpios in your life some love as they turn up in their season. And while you're at it, break out that natal chart. Do yourself a favor and study that Scorpio energy in you. That's right. Check your placements of House 8, your placements of Pluto, your placements of Scorpio to find out all about that stinger in you. And if you need a deeper understanding of it, then give me a call at 314-200-0368. I'm going to be right back with your planetary retrograde report. I am iiIyansaje Muse, and this is radio for the road less traveled. 222.9, the Mothership. Beam up. Yes. Green vegetations, plant magic, Iba Ogun, Iba Onile, Iba Ochoosi, heart chakra, jazz, voices of the fathers, Mars. Welcome to Tuesdays on the Mothership, 222.9. Beam up. And we're back. I'm about to wet my whistle real quick before we get into your planetary retrograde report. This is what I love about internet radio. You get to break all the rules. No FCC over here. Anyways, so here's what's going on in the quasars as far as all the planets that are busting a moonwalk on the retrograde dance floor. So we have 3 more days of Saturn's retrograde in Pisces, and this hasn't been so bad. I actually like the journey within. Saturn in retrograde when Pisces definitely affects Capricorns and Aquariuses more than the other 10 zodiac houses. And in Orisha energy, it connects to Eshu and Obaluae because Saturn is the karma planet, the trickster planet, the root chakra planet that deals with all that carnality and keeping you grounded. You don't want to ground too much in the 3D, but with Saturn retrograding in Pisces, that's the last house. So this brought back a lot of karmic packages a lot of you babies playing on the wrong side of the crossroad didn't have to sign for. And this brings about a place of making sure that your 3D priorities are in check with your 5D priorities. That way, you're not too religious nor too materialistic. Allow your inner child to be heard so that that ego self doesn't take you down roads that won't lead to positive things for you. And there are many rewards that come with spiritual mastery, so make sure that you are keeping all of that lined up. Ashe. We still got Neptune in retrograde, and Big Mama still busting a moonwalk in her own house, Pisces, coming in on July 2nd, coming out on December 7th. Okay, so with that going on, Neptune's retrograde, especially in Pisces, shatters a lot of delusions and brings a lot of clarity to cloudy areas of life. It also increases the dream state because that's where the subconscious mind and the spirit speaks to you in your dreams to uncover the things that you can't always see in the 3D. And you really want to beef up on your dream journaling when the spirit is talking to you. And let's see. Also, with Neptune's retrograde in Pisces, you want to avoid too many vices so that unclean spirits don't get in your Ori's ears. And Ori is the spirit of the consciousness, those of you that are living that Ifa life. And of course, this affects Pisces people more than it does the other 11 houses because this is the ruling planet in the planet's house, not to mention the work Pisces is doing with Saturn's retrograde. All right. We also got Chiron still in retrograde, and Chiron's retrograde hits all 12 houses in equal measure. And with that, that speaks to the wounded healer. Okay. And with the wounded healer, Chiron's retrograde, especially in the fixed fire of Leo that it came in on July 26th, coming out on December 29th in Aries, so that's double the heat. This brings our deepest wounds to the forefront. And I like to say that Chiron's retrograde brings up these old wounds to see how much you've learned, what still needs to be healed because healing is a journey, it's not a destination. And also, it shows you areas where you can use your wounds to help other people when you've healed to a certain degree. And this is why Chiron is considered the planet of the wounded healer. Ashe, Ashe. Now we also have Uranus in retrograde going in on September 1st, coming out on January 30th of 2025. And this is the house of Aquarius, this other planet, ruling planet. So this is going to hit you Aquarius is harder than the other 11 houses. But in this case, you should consider yourselves lucky because this retrograde came in Taurus, and that is the house of love and abundance. And when Uranus is in retrograde, you can expect the unexpected, sudden changes, shakeups, all kinds of things like that. But when you live what you say you believe, because Uranus challenges your sense of spirituality, Um, with that, coming in Taurus, what's happening here is that a lot of the divine bag is being secured for those that have been long suffering for righteousness' sake. So, this retrograde brings blessings this time around. All right, and last but not least, we have Jupiter in retrograde, and Jupiter is in retrograde from October 9th all the way through February 4th of 2025. And this retrograde is coming in Gemini, and this is going to affect Sagittarius and Pisces more than the other 10 houses because this is the whole ruling planet for Sagittarius and the other half of the ruling planet for Pisces. Okay? And what happens here is that I get a tag team kind of energy because when Jupiter is direct, its energy is expansion. In retrograde, it's contracting. So, what is Jupiter retrograde bringing in? Well, it's tag teaming on the dark side of Gemini's duality, tag teaming with Saturn to bring intensity and bring serious heat to all that karma that the karmics get from Saturn's retrograde in Pisces. And it also brings an intensity to all of the blessings being received by those living spiritually aligned through the retrograde in Uranus. So it's kind of a tag team kind of energy there. And then this isn't a retrograde, but something very important is happening. Pluto is getting ready to shift houses, and that is going to change a lot. So I got to get my thoughts together on that before I come to you with my spill on it, but it's something I just wanted to give the heads up on. So there's your planetary retrograde reports. And if you need a deeper understanding of how these retrogrades affect you, check your placements of each of these planets in your natal chart. And you can also call 314-200-0368 to get a deeper understanding if you need a spiritual guide and counselor in that area. I am iiiYansaje Muse, and this is Radio for the Road Less Traveled, 222.9 The Mothership. And when I come back, we're going to get to your Tuesdaily Tarot message for my Divine Masculine Collective. Ashe.
Before sight. Before sight of shells there were stanzas, stanzas of my soliloquies. Before sight of wisdom, before sight of worship, there was only my written word, Afoshe. Before sight of divination, before sight of Dafa, there were diaries, diaries in dozens. Before sight of revelation, before sight of reason, there were only my rhapsodomancies of rhyme, rearranged to rhythms of my lipstick-kissed alchemy, alchemies of my depths, my valleys, my mountains, my visions, my empathies, my testimonies, my joys, my sorrows, my love. Before sight of awakening, before sight of airwaves, before sight of anointing, there were archives of my allegories. Before sight of clarity, before sight of conversion and clergy call, there were collections of my ink prints. Before sight of prophecy, before sight of priestesshood, there was poetry, poetries that bear my fruit. There was me.
And we are back. So, if you are a divine masculine and you're hearing this over the mothership's airwaves, or you are seeing this on the video, then this message is for you. Some rejections can lead to success. And sometimes the universe allows corals to break out in your innermost circles to show you where you really stand with people so that you can properly assess where you do and don't belong. Validation has been a problem in your life to a point where it's attacking your solar plexus and sacral chakras. And maybe it's about odd time for you to choose a new peer circle so that you don't have to not be yourself to be accepted by people that you don't belong around. And that's what this Five of Swords represents, corals breaking out amongst your peer circles. Many of you have experienced some kind of rejection or ejection from a group of people. Let them go, honey, because whoever these people are that are breaking out around you or because of you, it's all divinely orchestrated, and you are on the teeter totter of whether or not you're going to take the road less traveled to success, or if you're going to keep fighting for something you may not be meant to have. Because underneath, we have the master of the sword inverted at the bottom. Underneath the Five of Swords. So, whatever this coral is going on in your life, you have been losing trying to fight in a 3D manner. And sometimes the universe will let you get your backside kicked to set your vision straight. And it feels like your peer circles are breaking out into corals because the universe is showing you that you never belonged around this group of people. And no matter if you have a light in your spirit and you're trying to befriend dark entities, no matter how much you try to mimic their evils, they will never accept you because they know deep down at heart that you are not one of them. So allow them to project you, so they reject you and project onto you or whatever they got to do so that you can get connected to your real soul tribe. And coming out third is the Three of Scepters. And with the Three of Scepters, of course, that's three wands, and three is the number of Eshu. And it seems like the divine is removing your sword and giving you wands. And what that means is using the magic and using the sense and discernment and all the gifts that the divine already gave you to get yourself out of this mess that you're in. You will succeed, but it will not be with this group of people that you are around. And that's why all hell had to break loose for you to see where you really stood with people that you never belonged around. Because sometimes the divine doesn't give you your blessings until you drain the swamp. Because when blessings come from the divine, there are things you are expected to do with them. And you can't do those things surrounded by leeches, honey. And underneath the bottom, you got two more scepters at the bottom of the deck. And get this, two scepters, and wands represent life, or two urns. I'm going to leave that where it is. So work it out, divine masculines. You're being led this way for a reason. And some rejections are protections that are destined to lead you to where you really belong. In blessings and abundance. Ashe. There's my general message. Should you need a personal read, then by all means, use the phone number that's going across the screen, or you can hit that pin site link in the Ogun care package I put in this video's description box. And that will grant you access to get a book alive video read, or a read with a 24-hour turnaround. I'm iiYansaje Muse, and this is Radio for the Road Less Traveled, 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up. Using the tools already in your hand is stepping out on faith and practical action. Ogun. The Mars collection from the Mothership Mystic Boutique. All proceeds go to 222.9, the Mothership Internet Radio for the road less traveled. Beam up. Thank you for joining me for this forecast. I certainly hope that you gain some things that will help you have an aligned, action-packed Ogun Blessed Tuesday. If you're listening at the 9 o'clock hour, stay tuned, because when the clock strikes 10, we might scratch the moon nightly vision of what love looks like, and I might just turn up a little bit for this 1111 portal while it's still open. So if you want to jam with me, beam up now. And if you are listening at the 6 a.m. hour, then stay tuned for the rising Bimbe to Ogun before we get to your smooth groove fathers of old school R&B song. Either way, remember, the sky's big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind and your ass will follow. This is 222.9 The Mothership, Internet Radio for the road less traveled. Beam up.
Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9, the Mothership. Beam up.